.43 is our time. Welcome back to the morning drill. It is a Monday morning, the 11th day of January, and that means a visit with the Titusville Area Chamber of Commerce. I'll get it out eventually.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Right.
How are you guys?
We should almost try that again.
Okay. Try again.
Choking on my coffee here. Emily Altomare,
That must be some thick
Titusville
coffee.
Area Chamber of Commerce. It was from Friday, so it's been chunky.
There you go. A little green on top, probably.
A weekly visit with the Titusville Area Chamber of Commerce. Emily, how was your weekend?
Wonderful. How about you guys?
Well, didn't win the Powerball.
Oh, well, okay.
Steelers won.
Yes, they did.
Not a pretty game.
I happened to see that.
No, it was not a pretty game.
And, of course, this morning, the news of the passing of David Bowie.
Yeah, I was just getting that once I got here, so that is sad.
Yeah, it is. Well, welcome.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Happy Monday.
So, yeah, maybe we focus on the Steelers part, and yeah. I'd like to point out that the Steelers were winning that game for the first half by their own merit, and the defense was doing a heck of a job. So before, I haven't been listening to much, so I don't want to hear a lot of complaints about how the Bengals gave the Steelers that win. I mean, they certainly did that to themselves, but
They did.
that was, yeah, kind of sad football, but also very exciting. Some couch cushions are a little fluffier now than they were before Saturday night with like the pounding and throwing and
Luke and I were talking
crinkling,
about that. We were both very controlled toward the end of the game.
well, that's just it, because you kind of like, you never know what's going to happen, and you got to just like.
Well, it helped that we also had some guests at the house, so I was on my best behavior.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I need to not have to be in control and composed during those moments.
It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you want to come over and watch the game, and then you're watching the game, it's like, I should be watching this alone because
Yep.
I need to hit something.
Well, I did.
Not somebody. I just need to.
I did watch the last part of the game by myself.
Did you?
Just privately excuse yourself. And, yeah, it's good stuff. But so exciting. So now we all have something to do Sunday afternoon. So we'll just see what happens next.
All right.
But it's exciting. And anytime you can extend football season into January, it makes the winter go faster, and there's sunshine out there now. So we're in good shape.
Are you guys open a week from today?
A week from today for Martin Luther King Day? Yes.
Okay.
We will be open. We will not be open on President's Day a month from today. So, for those of you looking way ahead, and we'll
you say that, but it'll be here like that.
That's true. That seems to be the way it's going, but that's all right. Yeah.
All right,
so we'll be here next week too.
What's going on this week? Second full week of the month.
Yes. So I've got a lot going on. Committee meetings resume this month, so we'll have marketing promotions and golf. Oh no, golf was supposed to be this week. Golf has been moved to next week, and transportation. So if you have any roadway concerns, you can report those to the chamber as always.
Are we allowed to talk about transportation?
No.
You yelled at us last year for talking about transportation meetings.
I didn't yell at you. I've never raised my voice to you or Mark. I've only spoken to you in the sweetest of tones.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember now what we would bring up.
Just transportation meetings in general. Yes. So monthly transportation meeting on for this week. So far, I mean, we haven't had to complain about any snow clearing issues, and I don't know of any new pothole resurgences. So if you have any particular issues, though, let us know.
Is that an official highway term, pothole resurgence?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. The terms that PennDOT has, they take a bag of Scrabble letters, and they mix them up, and they just pull out a handful, and then they use that same handful full of letters to refer to like 5 different items. Trust me, it's a whole new language when you're dealing with the Department of Transportation. I've learned that.
Good people, though.
She's quite the expert.
They work hard.
Not really.
Yeah. All right, so transportation meetings.
Yeah, so let us know about that. Next week we'll be doing golf and the board meeting. This week I'm really focusing on getting things ready for the oil festival as far as
Oh, shoot, that's next week.
No, it's not. Don't worry, people. It's not next week. But getting applications ready,
like
they
this
need
all
to go
morning.
out and some fundraising stuff. So all that initial first phase stuff for oil festival.
When do you like to try to have everybody booked and know who all the vendors are going to be?
Well, this is different this year.
I mean, I realize
because-
people will talk to you at the last minute, but
and there's always that kind of squeeze in, make room. But this year is different because we are taking over that craft and food vendor portion. So the way that's been handled in the past is first come, first served, and if you want your space from before, you need to register before a date, and then it's kind of a free-for-all after that as far as who gets what locations. So we're trying to make sure we reach out to all of the people who've participated in the past, as well as then anyone who's interested in joining us, either for the first time or who haven't been here for a while. So we're trying to make sure we reach out to that, give ourselves enough of a cushion to get that all organized, since there's going to be a bit of a learning curve this year. But so there's that component. A lot of things are the same year after year as far as who musical acts are, so that makes it easy. And then the other oil festival timeline event is Wine Walk, which is the Chamber's fundraiser that takes place during that weekend. So we'll try and start getting all those wineries. It would be nice to have them all finalized by March. It doesn't always happen, but at least know who all is in to start with, and then go from there as far as who else might be added in afterwards.
is there a certain number of vendors you're looking for that event, or is it if we get more, we'll find spaces
We've
for them?
kept it around 12, and you would think that the more the merrier as far as adding more wineries. The trouble with that is then that kind of thins out the profit for each individual winery that participates, because you get so many and then people aren't going to buy at every location, and it creates a little more competition. You also don't want to have so many that people can't comfortably get from each spot in the 4 hours that we have the event. So yeah, there's sort of a sweet spot there, and it seems like 10 to 12 has worked well in the past. So we'll probably keep it around there, and I think everyone who's participated last year still wants to come back. So we'll just see where we go in another month or two with that.
And along with that, that's where you match the food vendor with the winery, or you?
Well, last year we moved away from that.
Okay.
And had one localized food tent on Central Avenue, right where people registered and did the wine check pickup, and that seemed to work out really well. Dan O'Brien from Met's Culinary did all the food with his team and did a phenomenal job, had great options, and people were really pleased with how that worked out. So I think we'll do that again this year if he's available, or if someone else is willing to do that if he is not. That way then the space in each business is available just for the winery and the people who are there to sample, and then they can move around. Because the thing is, we can't have wine offered outside of individual businesses, given our open container laws here in town. That was Luke's noise, not mine. But my point
my own
is,
editorial comments. Sorry.
Okay. Well, my point is, because we keep the winery has to be contained within a business, which we as the chamber appreciate, because part of what we do during Wine Walk is getting about 450 people through the doors of these local businesses, some of whom might not typically go into those businesses. So we're getting them more aware of the local offerings in town. So we have that happening, but then to make a little more room and make that more comfortable, food we can have outside of the businesses. So we move food out onto the street, and that...
Plus you're kicking things off Friday night, so you already have food vendors downtown, I guess.
And there are other food vendors downtown, that's true. Those will also open at 5 p.m. on that Friday night. And same thing with music, and we've been so fortunate for the last 2 years to have great weather. So 55 years, what was that?
55 years of great weather.
I don't think it's quite that long, but I know the last two have been really good. So fingers crossed that we'll have that again this year.
It has been good.
perfect weather conditions the last couple of years. So we'll see how we do. But it, that was a change we made last year that seemed to be one for the better. So we're going to stick with that again this year. And then that also makes it easier for whoever is hosting, because our downtown businesses, they're not, for the most part, huge spaces. They're small storefronts. They have a limited amount of space, so we want to make sure that we can make the most of their room that they have available for that. So
this is the morning drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. So a lot going on at the office then. A lot of planning this time of year.
Yes, this is definitely planning time of year. But we also have our Super Bowl cash raffle going on right now. So we are selling tickets for that, and they're actually a card. Your card is numbered and corresponds with the numbered grid that we have, and that connects to the scores of the Super Bowl, and that's how winners will be determined. But our cards are $20 a piece, and then you have a chance to win $125 after the first, second, and third quarters, and $600 at the end of the fourth quarter. And so, depending on the way the scores go, you could win every prize, or at least a couple prizes in a row, or potentially, depending on your number, you could win like the first quarter and the third quarter, or first and fourth, something like that. So if you're interested in taking part in that, it's definitely better odds than the Powerball, because we're only selling 100 tickets. So 100 chances for 3-4 prizes at $20. So stop in, see us, and that supports the Chamber of Commerce also. So a little winter fundraiser to get our year off right. So we appreciate anybody's help with that.
And anybody can participate in that.
Right. You don't have to be a Chamber member. Just come in and say you want a raffle card, and we will help you out.
Very cool. All right. But did you play Powerball?
I did, because Rotary was playing, so I had $2 in with the group from Rotary. Might need to buy.
Are you comfortable doing that?
Own.
See, I don't know if I'm comfortable buying in with somebody.
See, my thinking is that's usually the times that you hear about it, when it's like that group of nurses or the group of coal miners or whatever. And the deal was that I think the first $1 million would go to Rotary, and then the rest was supposed to get split up among those who participated.
We had that conversation Friday. With somebody who manages some money for different organizations, and the question was, if you know that somebody won $900 million, and you're a nonprofit, and they come to you and give you $10,000, in the back of your mind, do you say, "That's it? You just won $900 million"?
I think that's human nature, that you would have to, number one, think that's it. But number two, you're thinking, holy cow, this is more money than we've ever seen from one, or, could be more money than we've ever seen from one donation in the past. And then you have to start thinking about how you invest that money so that nice one-time payout.
I think if I was going to give that money away to some favorite charity or something like that, I would probably say, what do you need to do X?
Well, that's a good point. Because then it becomes the Markheim Natatorium at the YWs, or the YMCA. Build the pool, Mark. Wouldn't you do that? No.
Well, I think, isn't that where the issues come in with family and all that, where somebody tries, they win the money, they try to be nice, and they say, here's $5,000.
Yeah, you're each gonna get $5,000, and don't ask
wait
me
a second, you just won $1.3 billion, and I'm just gonna give you $5,000. See, instead of appreciating something over nothing, the immediate thought is,
and you don't
why not more?
You don't have to let people know that you won, right? I mean, is that part of the deal when you buy the ticket, that you are signing over, that it will be publicized that you're the winner? I thought you were able to remain anonymous.
But when you live in small town USA, how do people...
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I'll just put my $1 billion into life insurance.
When you have a fleet of new vehicles parked outside
Terrible idea, Mark. Luke would kill you in a heartbeat.
When you have a fleet of new vehicles parked outside your house on, Franklin Street or Main Street, somebody's going to start asking questions.
Well, I don't know. Yes, there's a lot to speculate about that, which is what makes it kind of fun. But the good news is, if you win the Chamber's football pool, you will not win so much money that anyone has to know. Well, people will know. We'd like to let people know
Right.
that you've won. But no one
the
will be asking you
relatives
for
won't be-
handouts
right.
because it's not that big of a prize.
The relatives
It's
will be crawling out of the
just
woodwork.
enough to maybe cover your Christmas debt or, cushion your
I don't know. I told Luke-
vacation fund for the summer.
I told Luke I won $400 at bingo once when I was in the Navy, and I bought some stuff for the ship's chapel, and was chastised at home for not sharing enough at home.
Aww.
I mean, it comes in all forms.
The other thing is, everyone is welcome to buy their own Powerball ticket. So I don't think you can bemoan a family member for winning one.
It's mine, all mine.
I'll tell you, that's when you know who your true friends are, though.
Yeah.
Money does weird things to people.
Yep,
Money does weird things to people. It's true.
All right.
The having it and the lacking it, both directions. Weird things.
Right. That's no. That's when you hear people say it's about love.
Right. Yeah. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
I think that's what it would really get offensive. It's like, I won $800 million in the Powerball, but next Christmas I'm baking you a plate of cookies. Enjoy.
Instead of buying you something fancy, which I can now afford to do, we made you some cookies and homemade.
But they're darn good cookies.
Right. They're darn good cookies. They're name brand
still, those
ingredients.
came from the heart.
It's true.
But you have the background of knowing that this person won, $1.3 billion.
Yeah, they're all name brand ingredients. We just didn't go to Walmart and buy the stuff that was on the bottom shelf.
Right. I don't know. I mean, you take people on a nice vacation. And the other thing, going back to your question about, the specific charity and that you give, a dollar amount, I think you also have to accept that graciously, knowing that there's more in that pot that could come to you down the road, and just continue to play your cards right and build a good relationship.
I'd like to be the guy that was written about in a Robert Fulghum essay that carried around a briefcase full of cash everywhere he went. And he'd go to these meetings or something like that, and somebody would want the church parking lot paved, and they'd argue about it. And he'd say, "How much?"
Wouldn't that be a fun position to be in? To have enough money where you can solve a lot of those everyday bickering problems?
It's like, how much? I'll pay. Just shut up. I'll pay for it.
Speaking of which, it's 9:00, so we're going to ask Mark to shut up now and tell us. Well, no. What
I want to tell you what I learned today.
did you learn today?
Yeah, I actually looked a couple of things up.
He has notes.
I made a mistake. I said it was Millard Fillmore's birthday this month. Millard Fillmore's birthday is March 8th. It's not this month. However,
It's not even next month. You
no,
really
it's
trust
March.
me.
But Richard Nixon celebrated a birthday on the 9th. That was his. FDR's birthday is on the 30th, and William McKinley's birthday is on the 20th. And I discovered that my ex and Obama have one thing in common, and that's their birthday. It's August 4th.
No, they are both out to screw you. Emily, what'd you learn today? That's two things in common.
Wow. I'm glad I was here for that. Luke's so proud of himself, too. He like a monkey, a trained monkey, he rewarded himself with a bite of banana.
With a banana.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, yeah,
From the
There you
only
go.
show where your IQ goes down 10 points after you listen to it, what did you learn today?
Well, I unfortunately learned about David Bowie, which is sad news. But the quote that I was sent with that news was that the Earth is like 4 billion years old, and you were lucky enough to be alive in the time of David Bowie. So you got to take a positive spin on that.
Yes.
I did learn something today, and I picked it up from Mark, but it's not going to make any sense now because I phrased it like that. But I swear last night I had a hard time sleeping because I was visited by the ghost of Gloria Gaynor. No, I was. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. See you tomorrow.